In the previous video, we have talked about creating simple table using create table syntax. In this video, we go deeper and create more advanced table. But before that, we need to understand what is constraints and the types of constraints. By using constraints, you are specifying rules and behaviors for that column you are applying the constraint. So let's see how many types we have of constraints. So we have not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, default, check. We will go one by one how to use these constraints and what are the benefits of using them. The first constraint, not null. By using not null constraint, you ensure that null's value are not allowed to be inserted into a column, but at the same time, it allows duplicate values to be inserted. Let's see in action what we mean by this. Here I have selected album database and I have a create table syntax. As we learned before, we write the table name after create table keyword. Between the parentheses, we need to specify the column's name and the data type. For the data type, we will talk about them in the other videos in this course. But for now, we have these columns and their data type. For employee ID, we have integer, employee name is text, we have age, number, and salary real. So let's create this table. The table has been created under the album database. We have test table. So now let's insert a row to this table. I'm specifying only employee name, age, salary, and ignoring employee ID. So we just specify some values. So let's insert data to this table. As you see, one row has affected. So let's see how it look like. I'm running the select from table query. As you see, we have employee name Doi, the age, and the salary, but the employee ID is null. So how to make sure the employee ID has a value in their record always? So we have to use not null constraint. So for that, let's drop the table. Drop table is used to delete a table. So you write drop table, then the table name. So let's run this query. The table has been removed. And let's create the table again, but this time we have to specify the not null constraint on the employee ID. So after the data type, I will write not null constraint. So this not null constraint is preventing inserting null's value to the table. So let's create the table again. The table has been created. Now let's try to insert the same data. See what will happen. As you see, we have got an error message, not null constraint failed. So we have something here, not null constraint is not allowing nulls because we didn't specify any values to the employee ID. So we have to specify. So I will write the column name, then I will specify the value. So now let's run the insert query again. One row has affected, so let's see. As you see, one row has been inserted. As you see, not null constraint preventing null values to be inserted, but at the same time, it allows duplicates value to be inserted. So let's run the insert syntax again. As you see, one row has affected. So let's run the select query. As you see, we have duplicates value. So you have to pay attention to the not null constraint that only prevent inserting null's value, but it allows duplicate values to be inserted.